So today we are going to do a beautiful poem written by John Keats, that is A Thing of Beauty. John Keats was a British romantic poet. Although trained to be a surgeon, Keats decided to devote himself wholly to poetry. Keats' secret, his power to sway and delight the readers, lies primarily in his gift for perceiving the world and living his moods and aspirations in terms of language. Perceiving the world means seeing the world, means he has always seen the world through language. He has always lived his moods through language. That is why he was able to become a very famous poet. The following is an excerpt, you understand, it's a part, you can say it's a part from his poem Endymion, a poetic romance. So actually the poem is Endymion, a poetic romance, and what you are reading as this poem, A Thing of Beauty, is just an excerpt from that poem. Okay. The poem is based on a Greek legend in which Endymion, a beautiful young shepherd and poet who lived on Mount Latmos, had a vision of Cynthia, the moon goddess. The enchanted youth resolved to seek her out and so wandered away through the forest and down under the sea. So, this poem, Endymion, is based on that. But the lines which we are given as the poem A Thing of Beauty, these lines do not speak about all that. But the theme of these lines is the title itself. The first line of the poem is actually the theme, what says, A thing of beauty is a joy forever. ये जो पोम है, इसकी थीम मीन्स व्हाट इज द पोम अबाउट, इस पोम का सब्जेक्ट क्या है? अ थिंग ऑफ ब्यूटी इज अ जॉय फॉर एवर. द फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ द पोम इटसेल्फ इज इट्स थीम, कि हम हर सुंदर चीज हमेशा देने वाली खुशी होती है. अ थिंग ऑफ ब्यूटी इज अ जॉय फॉर एवर. नाउ यू कैन थिंक ऑफ इट इन टर्म्स ऑफ nature. You can think of it in terms of any beautiful thing or any beautiful person. So, what does this line suggest? It tells that a thing of beauty provides eternal joy. Joy forever means it provides eternal joy, joy that never lasts, everlasting joy. कभी कभी खत्म ना होने वाली खुशी हमें हमेशा हर ब्यूटीफुल चीज देती है. It leaves an indelible print on our minds, and we relive the joy experience whenever we think about it. ये हमारे दिमाग पर एक ऐसी छाप छोड़ती है उस जॉयफुल एक्सपीरियंस का, उस खुशी का, कि जब भी हम उस ब्यूटीफुल थिंग के बारे में सोचते हैं, वी बिकम एक्सट्रीमली ओवरवेल्म्ड. ओवरवेल्म्ड मीन्स भावुक हो जाना. और वो भावुकता जो है, जो दिस ओवरवेल्म्डनेस इज एक्चुअली अबाउट द जॉय. इट ऑलवेज गिव्स अस जॉय. वी ऑलवेज लाइक टू लुक एट ब्यूटीफुल थिंग्स. डज एनीबडी लाइक टू लुक एट फिल्थी थिंग्स? नो. क्या हम कभी गंदगी को देखना पसंद करते हैं? नहीं. हम हमेशा साफ सफाई, सुंदरता को देखना पसंद करते हैं. व्हाई? बिकॉज इट मेक्स अस हैप्पी, क्योंकि वो हमेशा हमें खुश रखती है. ऑलराइट. Now, in the next line, he says, its loveliness increases. The loveliness of beautiful things. It's here means of beautiful things. जो सुंदर चीजें होती हैं, उसकी जो loveliness होती है, जो उसकी सुंदरता होती है, वो हमेशा increase होती रहती है. So if the loveliness of beautiful things increases, then the joy it gives also multiplies. That also increases. So joy multiplies with every beautiful thing or with every beautiful thought. The loveliness of a beautiful thing increases manyfold each time we visualize it. जितनी बार हम उस सुंदर चीज को, उस सुंदरता को देखते हैं, उतनी ही बार वो हमें सुंदर लगती है और उतनी ही बार वो हमें खुशी देती है. It will never pass into nothingness. The beauty, the beautiful thing, the joy that the beautiful thing gives us is eternal. It is everlasting. It never ends. ये कभी खत्म नहीं होती है. The imprints it leaves on our minds is indelible. Its loveliness can never fade away or die out. But we'll keep a bower quiet for us. Bower, you understand, it's like shelter. What sort of shelter? Like a pleasant shade under a tree. जैसे किसी वृक्ष की छांव बहुत सुंदर लगती है ना? तो but it will keep a bower quiet for us, silent for us, peaceful for us. The poet feels that a thing of beauty can never fade into nothingness. It will store for us a quiet bower full of sweet dreams. ये हमेशा हमारे लिए उस गहरी छांव की तरह होती है जो हमें खुशी देती है. Beauty will provide us with peacefulness. It will provide us with serene experiences, deep, peaceful experiences. and a sleep full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. Now, you can understand the poet is actually trying to make us understand how beauty of a thing or how beauty can make us joyful. And for that, he has given the example of a sleep. जिस तरह से पूरे दिन की थकान के बाद आप जब सोते हैं, अ स्लीप विच इज फुल ऑफ स्वीट ड्रीम्स, वो स्लीप जो कि बहुत सुंदर मीठे सपनों से भरी होती है, एंड हेल्थ, because of course sleeping is always healthy, quiet breathing. And when we are sleeping, we are doing that quiet breathing also, because it is a kind of nutrition that we get to relax ourselves, isn't it? तो वो sleep क्या है? That sleep is also a thing of beauty. Sleep is also beautiful. And the way sleep gives us joy because of sweet dreams, sleep gives us health because of nourishment it gives, and quiet breathing. So the same way he says that thing of beauty is like a sleep which is full of sweet dreams, health, and quiet breathing. Because it is akin to the joy of blissful sleep. The joy that beauty gives, it is related to, akin to means related to the joy of a blissful sleep which is full of pleasant dreams. Beautiful sights act like nutrition for us to relax ourselves. It will drive away aggression, restlessness, and peaceful and serene experiences will be enjoyed. Later on, he says, therefore, on every morrow are we wreathing a flowery to bind us to the earth. Therefore, every morrow is an old English word which means morning. Therefore, on every morning are we reading a flurry to bind us to the earth. इसीलिए हर सुबह life on earth would be a pain if there is no beauty. And that is why the poet feels that every morning we weave a wreath of flowers which bind us to the earth and make us live our life. Flowers, they give us joy, they keep us fresh, they keep us happy throughout the day. All right. And at the same time, they keep us bound to this earth also. Why? Because all these beautiful things have been provided to us by the earth only. We get them on this earth only. So they make us live our life beautifully, and they keep us bound to the earth as well. Spite of despondence of the inhuman dearth of noble natures. Now, when he talks about the earth and the poet talks about the life on earth, it's not that life is very easy. Spite of means in spite of despondence. Despondence means disappointments. We face many disappointments in our life. Why? Because life is a struggle where man often suffers pain and loss of hope. It's not that we are always succeeding in life. Sometimes we need to see failures as well. Okay, so the expression refers to the sufferings. The expression refers to the hopelessness or the disappointments of men which he experiences in his journey at various junctures of his life. So he says that, spite of despondence of the inhuman dearth of noble natures. See, man is selfish and self centered by nature. So there are few noble people who have risen above their petty differences and show magnanimity and generosity. सिर्फ कुछ ही लोग हैं जो इन सभी डिफरेंसेस से ऊपर उठकर जेनरोसिटी दिखाते हैं. अदरवाइज हर इंसान सेल्फ सेंटर्ड है, वो अपने बारे में सोचता है. तो ऑन दिस अर्थ देयर इज श्योरली अ डर्थ मींस अ शॉर्टेज ऑफ सच नोबल सोल्स. इस पृथ्वी पर बहुत कमी है नोबल लोगों की, अच्छे लोगों की, जो कि ना सिर्फ अपने बारे में सोचें, बट दे शुड बी जेनरस इनफ टू थिंक अबाउट others as well. Of the gloomy days and noble natures of the gloomy days. Gloomy days means sad days. See, our path towards success gets abstracted by the deceit and selfishness of our colleagues sometimes, of all the unhealthy and over darkened ways made for our searching. Made for our searching. We are always searching something. And what are we searching for? We are searching for success. But sometimes the unhealthy and over darkened ways, they actually refer to the trials and tribulations in this journey of life. Journey of life is never smooth. It is always full of obstacles, of adversities, but these beautiful things make life worthwhile as they lift the veil of gloom, finding way for optimism and hope. कितनी भी हमारी जिंदगी मुश्किल क्यों ना हो, लेकिन जब भी हम कोई सुंदर चीज देखते हैं, whenever we look at a thing of beauty, we always feel amused, we always feel joyous, we always feel happy, isn't it? So in spite of all that despondency, in spite of everything, that's why he again emphasizes and he says, yes, In spite of all, इस सबके बावजूद, किस सबके बावजूद, the expression, all those expression which he has recently talked about, those pessimistic and negative thoughts that abstract our ways, जिस सब के बारे में उसने बात की, चाहे वो डिस्पोंडेंस थी, चाहे वो इनह्यूमन डर्थ ऑफ नोबल नेचर्स थी, चाहे वो ग्लूमी डेज थे, चाहे वो अनहेल्दी एंड ओवर डार्कन वेज. So, all these pessimistic and negative thoughts that he has talked about, he says, yes, in spite of all these negative feelings, in spite of all these hopelessness and gloom, we are able to find our happiness in the beautiful objects of nature. Some shape of beauty moves away the ball from her dark spirits. Ball means dullness, paleness, dullness from a dark spirit. Lekin beauty in any shape or in any form helps in driving away the sadness and despair from our life. Beauty gives joy and happiness to the human heart and takes away sadness and gloom. And when we speak of beauty, mean especially the poet, when the poet is speaking of beauty here, he means all beautiful things which the nature has provided us. These mountains, rivers, hills, trees, plants, fruits, flowers, they all are beautiful things, isn't it? That's why whenever we sad, we always say that we want a change. What sort of change? And for that, we would like to go to some hilly area, or we would like to go to some natural, place like some sort of countryside. Sometimes we feel happy going to village. Why? Because things are very natural there. Sometimes we would like to sit by the seaside. So all these things, why? Because they're extremely beautiful things and they provide us joy forever. And now he quotes those beautiful things. He says, such the sun, the moon, trees old and young. Even simple objects of nature show beauty at its best. We can appreciate simple, serene beauty, be it the sun, be it the moon, be it the trees, because beauties of nature have an elixir of life. Elixir of life means Amrit bolte hai na jisko. Trees old and young, sprouting a shady boon for simple sheep. The poet sees the tree, whether young or old, as symbol of protection. Trees protect us from heat, intensive light of sun, rain. They bless us with shade. So sheep here is symbolic of innocence and serene beauty. Innocence and serene beauty. So the poet has specific reference to sheep as symbol of divine beauty. Why? Because Jesus Christ was a shepherd. Okay. And his sheep like his followers. So that's why he's mentioning sheep here. He says that they all are things of beauty. Even these simple things provide us beauty. And such are daffodils with the green world they live in. Meadows, pastures, they are beautiful and they support life. And daffodils, beautiful yellow flowers, true joy and happiness can be enjoyed by looking at daffodils also in the lush green meadows and pastures, isn't it? And clear rills that for themselves a cooling covert make against the hot season. Rills means streams of water. Nehre jisko bolte hain. Choti choti. Clear means transparent. They have such clean water that they are transparent. So he is mentioning different things of beauty now, which nature provides us. Sun, moon, trees he has spoken about, lambs. Now he says clear streams of water, rivers and streams. Their beautiful sight give us a cooling effect. They give us a cooling effect against the hot season. Then the mid-forest break, rich with a sprinkling of fair musk rose blooms. Then next thing of beauty that he talks about is the mid-forest break, that, in the middle of the forest, rich with a sprinkling of fair musk rose. Musk rose, it's a variety of rose where it blooms. So the poet enjoys nature's beauty in the thick forest undergrowth. The mid forest is brimming with blooming musk roses. And such too is the grandeur of the dooms. Such too is the grandeur of the doom. Grandeur, you understand, splendidness, splendor, majestic. See, growth and decay, they march hand in hand. Jahan growth hai, wahan decay bhi hoga. So these are two vital aspects of life. Jahan birth hai, wahan death bhi hogi. Hai na? So doom is death only. But death is also beautiful. He talks about death as having grandeur, having splendor. The poet sees beauty in decay and death of these beautiful things as well. The lines beautifully bring to light contrasting aspects of life, growth and decay. Contrasting aspect ki wo baat kar raha hai. We have imagined for the mighty dead. Mighty dead refers to those great warriors who have glorified death by embracing it. So the poet feels that beauty is not limited to birth only and growth only. Beauty can also be there in a magnificent death. आप कितनी खूबसूरती से मरते हैं, उसमें मौत भी सुंदर बन जाती है, मौत भी खूबसूरत बन जाती है. So he says that beauty is not only about living, beauty is about death as well. And death can be made beautiful if if it has that magnificence, if it has that splendor, that grandeur. All lovely tales that we have heard or read. You know, he talks about great men. They always leave everlasting source of motivation for all those who read about them or hear about them. So all those lovely tales, they are also a thing of beauty because they tell us about the glorified and magnificent past which is never forgotten, जिसको कभी भूला नहीं जा सकता, and it gets recorded in the history. वो हमेशा history में record हो जाता है. So all those lovely tales are an endless fountain of immortal drink. That is also beauty. Beauty in all respect, be it in growth, be it in decay. That is a perennial source of motivation. Perennial means which can never stop, which can never fade away. Beautiful things have such force, they have such attraction, they have such power. They are like endless fountain of immortal drink, pouring up to us from the heavens brink. And this immortal drink is pouring on us. वो हमारे ऊपर गिर रहा है from the heavens brink, from the heavens edge, that is the sky. So beauty pours upon us from the heaven. Why? Because beauty is a divine gift. It is eternal, it is everlasting, and it is an unending source of joy and happiness. And who has given us that beauty? Who has given us this nature? Heaven. This is a divine blessing that we all have.